Okay, so my tutorial that I created, because I was the very lonely 7th grade girl during the summer, so I just watched tons of YouTube videos on how to braid hair. I got really good at it. I'm like the designated hair braider for the entire softball team, basically for all my friends if they want to go out, go to formals, anything like that. I am in charge. So I decided to make a little PowerPoint presentation and created a video for you guys on like tips and tricks for braiding your bangs all the way back into your ponytail and the easiest way to do it. I used my sister Bailey as a model for you, so it's pretty easy to understand. So let's get started. The materials you'll need are a brush or a comb. That's up to you, that's your preference. Small rubber bands. I usually get my rubber bands from Dollar General. They come in a pack of like 500 for literally $1, so they work perfectly. A ponytail or a scrunchie, whatever you want to tie up your hair with at the end. And then it's optional to have either wet or dry hair, and you can also have like assistance for holding the strands if you're not too well at holding all 3 strands with one hand. That comes with practice, but it's fairly easy. Okay, so step 1 is to make a diagonal crease from the arch of the eyebrow to the scalp, which is like your part in your hair. So I'll try and draw a line. So if like this was the arch in her eyebrow right here, if you diagonally cut the hair like this, and then I know you can't see it very well. Sorry, my brother-in-law was recording and he wasn't the best at recording. But the scalp is about right here in the head, so just cut it all the way across. It should be like a fairly big chunk of hair, probably this way, a diameter of about 1 inch, or maybe even 1.5 inches. But regardless, that's what you start with, and then you separate the hair out into 3 pieces, so about right here. Make sure they're even, as even as can be. It helps with the end, and I usually hold them with one hand. I cut my index finger, my middle finger, and my ring finger, and I hold all 3 pieces like that. Step 2 is you take the right strand of hair out of the 3 pieces you just had and you cross it over the middle strand. So if you had 1 strand of hair here, 1 strand of hair here, 1 strand of hair here, you're going to take this right strand and you're going to cross it over the middle, and then you're going to have 3 new strands with the middle right here being the old right strand, and then you're going to take the left strand and cross it over the new middle to become your new middle, if that makes sense. I have a video at the end that also like shows you. So it should just see right here, if you look at the picture, just crossing the hair over the middle over and over and over again. You do that once to start the braid. So you have your chunk of hair, you have your 3 pieces, take the right strand over the middle, take the left strand over the middle. That's your start. So then, for a tip that I added, I use my thumb. Here, let me erase all of this extra. I use my thumbs right here to hold at the base of the braid whenever I'm adding new hair in, because whenever you're trying to handle all 3 strands and you're also trying to cross them over one another, it's really easy to lose control of the hair. So pinch really hard with your 2 thumbs while you're using your other hand to move those strands for you. That's just a tip. Step 3, so you repeat that process of crossing the right strand over the middle strand of the hair. And then once you've done that once on both sides, for the second time on both sides, you're going to add hair with your crossing. So if this was a girl's head, I'm going to try and draw it. Nope, get away. There we go. Nope, there we go. If this was a girl's head, right here, and you had your 3 strands going like this, that's how you like kind of draw. Okay, that's not going to work. I have a video at the end that shows it a lot better, so I'll just try to explain it in words. So repeat the process of crossing the right strand over the middle strand. Whenever you do this once, on the second time, you're going to add hair into your middle strand. So if you have all 3 pieces and you've crossed the right over once and you crossed the left over once, whenever you add the right over into the middle, you're going to take about a 1/2 inch of hair and add it to that middle strand. So you're taking hair off the head and adding it into the braid. You're going to do this with the left side as well. So you're going to take the left side over the middle, and you're going to take hair from the left side and add it to the left side that became the middle. Tip number 2, if you have really thick hair on your model, take smaller pieces of hair. So I do about a 1/2 inch of hair whenever I'm adding them into the new middle strand on a normal person's head. And then if someone has super thick hair, maybe do like 1/4 of an inch of hair each time, because otherwise it's going to get super hard to hold in your hand. And then if you have somebody with thinner hair, definitely add bigger pieces, so maybe like 1 inch, because you're going to run out of hair a lot quicker. Tip number 3, always brush out your strands before you're crossing them into new pieces into the middle. You want to keep them very separated and clean. That way whenever you go to look for it to cross it over the next time, it's pretty blatantly to see. Okay, step 4. So you're going to repeat this process. As you can see, it was kind of hard. I was going to attempt to draw it, but that wasn't working. So I've been adding hair into my left and right sides here, as you can see. So a little trick that I always did whenever I was watching these tutorials, as you can see, I've stopped adding hair in this section. So this braid is just all alone. The reason I do that is because when people add the hair on the left side right here, it creates a bump that bumps up whenever you pull it back into the ponytail. So you always want to stop adding hair on your left side quicker than you do your right side. It usually takes about maybe 3 to 4 more add-ins on the right side than the left side. As you can see, there's none over here. But you keep repeating the process, you know, right over the middle, add the hair, left over the middle, add the hair, right over the middle, add the hair, left over the middle, add the hair. It's easier said, or it's easier done than said, if that makes sense. It's a lot easier just to watch the video and then go off of there. Tip number 4, whenever you stop adding the hair on this side of the head, you want to start slightly pulling your hands back towards the back of the head where you're going to tie off the ponytail. This is going to create like the waterfall look with your braid, where it's going to go around the curve of your head rather than just going straight back, because otherwise then it's just a regular boring little French braid, and no one likes to do that, you know. So that's another tip. By the end of the process, see, as you can see, her braid is in a curve rather than like 1, 2, or even just straight back. It just adds a little bit more flair to it. Whenever you're done adding all the hair on the right side, you're gonna know when you're done is whenever you can pull the entire braid, this entire braid, to about the section that you want to tie it off at. I always probably braid it a little bit too farther to where like the braid is sticking out of this ponytail and is tied off with a little rubber band. Once you tie it off with a little rubber band, then you just add all the hair into a regular ponytail and then tie it off with the big rubber band here. So then, after you tie it off with the big rubber band, I obviously took out my little rubber band. It sat right about here with the rest of the braid coming out. I don't like that look nearly as much, so that's why I always just take out the little rubber band and then I fluff out the rest of her hair to make it look as normal as possible. Tip number 5, loosen the braid by pulling both sides of the hair pretty loosely. You want to be careful, especially whenever your model has pretty chopped up bangs, because those little pieces of hairs are going to come out of your braid. So just pull it a little bit, just enough to give it a little poof, but not crazy enough to where you have to restart the whole thing. Tip number 6, like I said before, take out the small rubber band that you would have originally tied off the whole braid with, because if you don't, it just kind of looks a little awkward. But you know, if that's your style, that's your style. Do it. Go for it. Full send. I also posted a complete video to where you can see this happen in real time. You can look up at the video and then also go to my PowerPoint to see the steps written out, if that works the best for you. Or you can just watch the video. I uploaded it to my YouTube channel. If you look up how to braid bangs into ponytail, and then at the end put Brooklyn Bledsoe, the video should pop right up on YouTube. If you don't want to do that, you can also just copy and paste this link that I posted and it'll take you right to it. But if you have any questions, please let me know, because you know, I love doing hair. I know that we're just doing this for class, but you know, it was pretty fun. And I do a lot of formal hair, so girls, if you want me to do your hair for formal, hit me up. Other than that, that was basically my tutorial. I've been using my sister a lot for braiding her hair and doing her hair because I'm getting very, very bored and self-quarantined. So, yeah, that's it.